Welcome back everyone, Zeke Morgan here for episode 11 in this Let's Play series of Resident Evil 4 Remastered for the PlayStation 4. Hopefully you've been with us so far through our ecstatic adventures and journey trying to rescue the President's daughter, Ashley Graham, from the terrorist organization known as Los Illuminados. Of course, if you enjoy this video and find it helpful or enjoy the content, the commentary or anything of the sort, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe to stay up to date with all my newly released videos. So we are actually going to jump straight into the game there, and I will go a little bit quiet because I completely forgot at the end of last episode that we were so close to having a cutscene. So I'll go a little bit quiet, let that play out then, and join you again at the end of that.
Leon! I got it! Louis!
Now that I have the sample, you serve me no purpose.
Sadler!
My boy Salazar will make sure you follow the same fate.
Stay with me, Louis. I am a researcher, hired by Sadler. He found out what I was up to.
Don't talk.
Here. It should suppress growth of the parasite. The sample. Sadler took it. You have to get it back. Louis! Louis!
So unfortunately there we have seen the death of Luis Sadler, killed by Agent Sadler, which isn't very nice, isn't the best way to go. Of course, life goes on and we still need to rescue Ashley, so she's a bit tied up at the minute, of course being caught in a trap, and we have to rescue her. The first thing that I would suggest in this area is breaking open all the vases and make sure that you're picking up all the ammo. There was actually handgun ammo on a chair just behind me, and as you can see she's tied to the wall, so our main way of getting her free is going to be breaking the ties that bind. So make sure that you're collecting everything. Of course, don't forget the money hidden behind the painting on the wall. Lots of people forget about those while playing Resident Evil 4. It's a very nice, interesting way to get cash. Now I do recommend using the sniper rifle to get her out of these, only because if you do shoot her, you will pretty much kill her, which isn't the best, and that's definitely a way to fail your mission. And as you can see, with 3 shots there, but in a steady hand, you get her free. However, in classic Resident Evil fashion, there is enemies to defeat and her to protect. So the best thing for this is going to be the rifle, and of course with a fully upgraded rifle, most headshots will kill them, if not 2 to 3 body shots will also do that for you. If you look left first of all, and then right, you will get the 2 main guys that run at her, and then swing by left again and you can get the 3rd guy. So while you may think that is all, and I would definitely use this moment to reload your rifle or your pistol, whatever gun you're using, because it will come in handy, Ashley will run over to the classic wooden door and try and get it open. So your main point is this, is to actually kill the guy in red. The enemies will still try and capture Ashley. She will do a very good job at sort of avoiding them as best as she can. but your main thing is to kill the guy in red. Once you do that, he'll drop a key, or at least I hope it's a he, and then you will be able to get Ashley out of there and begin sort of one of the weirdest sections of Resident Evil 4, which even after so many times playing it, I'm not sure if it's a stroke of genius or if it is just very weird. Of course, if at any time the enemies do manage to grab Ashley, you will get it yelling at you. You will get that prompt as well, so just make sure that you do aim low on their legs. The worst thing you want to do is at this stage is to kill Ashley with a badly placed shot while she's being grabbed. And see, I'm not being a very good bodyguard. I don't know how I passed the Secret Service exam, but unfortunately Ashley is not safe on my watch no matter what. With those enemies dead, she's going to run over then and grab the key, and then escort herself through the door. I always recommend taking up a little bit of an overwatch, just in case you miss one, but with that you should be fine. And after that you are actually going to play as Ashley Graham. So of course, whereas Leon has weapons, she will not, so you're going to have to avoid most of the enemies. And you can do this really simply. Completely run past the first guy, make sure that you grab the green herb. And the lanterns that are flitted about the room, you can use these to attack enemies. It takes 3 lanterns to take down an enemy. My only suggestion is make sure that they're not running when you throw the lantern, because it is possible to miss. Unfortunately, if you miss with the lantern, they're not going to die, so you are basically going to be avoiding them as best you can, and it is possible for Ashley to die. There's going to be plenty of collectibles and plenty of things that we can pick up while playing as Ashley, so if you do that, all of them will be able to be brought across and given back to Leon, so there is always an onus on grabbing it and stocking up your inventory, especially if you're running low on herbs or treasures or items such as that. So with really quick button mashes you can actually escape this room without having to kill the guy. Make sure you're picking up the red herb, and there will be a treasure in this next room. So not only do you have the green herb, this is sort of a weird puzzle that I normally always mess up on, but you want to climb under, press the first button, then you actually want to run in and press this button, I believe, and then make sure that you're picking up the stone tablet, it will come in handy, and then running back around to push this button, which will then open that one and close that one. So you can just run through here, perfectly fine. Make sure you open up the chest for the gold, and check in the dresser for the velvet blue. Of course, this is going to be sold to the merchant at a later date, netting you that profit. Spinel's on the table as well, so once we get back to Leon, all of these can be sold for a nice hefty price. Little bit of ominous with all the knights, and this is really easy puzzle to do. Move the left one in, and then basically move them all around counterclockwise. And with that, the puzzle can be completed within basically 30 seconds, and Ashley is free, just like that. So you don't need to worry about anything just yet. The main puzzle piece will be just in front of you on the right hand side. Spinel is there. Of course, we do have a treasure hidden in the other side of the room, so this will be in this chest, and it will be a gold bangle. For all of those in the know-how with Resident Evil, in Resident Evil 5, enemies also dropped gold bangles as well, for a very interesting fact there. Don't think they sold for quite as much as they do in Resident Evil 4, but you never know. Now my main point on this is as soon as you pick up that goat's head is just to run as fast as you possibly can, because there will be 3 knights that are coming after you, and if they hit you, it is basically a one-hit kill. And as you can see, all these knights have changed as well, so it is just going to be a button prompt, button mash, to avoid those. Luckily there is going to be none in this room, so you can just basically run straight back through this room. Is one knight in the corner, so just dodge it, it will get destroyed. Please do not be crude and look up Ashley's skirt. Yes, she is wearing white panties. Please do not ask how I know that. I have definitely not looked or seen it when she falls over. It's always best when she does it in the knight's costume, which you get after completing it on professional, purely because then you can basically tank those shots if worst case comes and she doesn't get hurt. Also, then you haven't got to be quite as forgiving with your shots as Leon. So that letter is basically just for the butler of the Castilian, and basically saying that he thinks the Castilian's being used by Sadler. However, it's way too late for it because he's taken in Las Plagas, and that basically he still has to do his duty and be a butler. That is basically what that note says. Now, once you climb this ladder, make sure that you turn right. I only say that because there is some gold hidden on a table. It's always best to pick up gold in this game while you can. And then once you come through this door, you will reunite with Leon, so that will be quite fantastic. And all the inventory and items that you have picked up as Ashley will be transferred over to Leon's inventory. That is wonderful.
Leon!
Ashley! You did good.
I'm sorry if I was...
Oh, don't worry about it. Come on, let's move on.
So as you can see there, it is the end of the chapter. We are now moving on to chapter 4-1. Now, quick radio communique from Salazar.
All spoiled thanks
Don't really know why I rolled my R then. That was a bit weird, but hey.
Before the audience gets pissed off.
You're nothing but an extra in my script, so don't get too carried away. Your biggest scene is over.
I don't ever remember being a part of your crappy script.
So I always thought this one was Leon being a little bit sassy.
Class script is like through your own actions.
So you can always see why. And the next part is a little bit annoying. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of the map in the castle still left to complete. One of the things I will still show you is how to get the broken butterfly with Ashley and Leon before we continue, and dealing with the last puzzle piece with the goat's head lion, sort of the Cerberus there. As soon as you go in, I know you're probably getting bored of hearing this, but make sure that you're breaking open all the vases, the vases, and everything of the sort. And check over here for some handgun bullets. Save the game if needs be, of course, especially if you haven't done it at the chapter end, which I don't think we did, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious there. See, just a pathway ahead, and then we're going to loop back round for it for the main part. But before we do that, and before I forget, we are going to go get the broken butterfly. This will save you having to buy it, and will come in quite handy then for a later boss fight, which I won't spoil. Unfortunately, this does mean going past Luis Serra's body, which again fills me with a kind of dread and a sadness that I haven't felt in video games for quite some time. Running past the merchant, so of course at this stage if we wanted to we could sell all the spinels and the velvet blue that we got from Ashley, but ignoring that just for the minute. If you've dealt with the enemies in this area, unfortunately there will be some more, but most of them you can run past. I only advise basically shooting one of them, and it will be this guy coming up now with a sign, and this is just mainly to stagger him, shoot him in the knee and he'll go down, just so you can get to this room with Ashley. Once you're in here it's perfectly safe, you can go through this outer door, and this will loop you back round to where the broken butterfly is. Just checking on the map there, we need to take the right, And there will be no enemies in this particular section, so you can run or take your leisurely time if you so wish. Make sure to take a right. And of course you're going to have to piggyback Ashley up there, but you're going to have to try the door first. Makes hardly any sense, I know, but unfortunately with Resident Evil 4, things like this don't often make that much sense till you start doing it. But once she goes up, she will unlock the door, allowing you to get the broken butterflies, some money, typically some herbs, and a little bit of ammo as well. A total of 4 chests. Of course, if you have picked up the RPG and haven't upgraded your inventory space, now would be a great time to do it, especially with all the ammo and the money and the perfume that we've just picked up. Be a great time to do that. So I would recommend just following the same way backwards, not going through the maze just in case it does spawn any dogs. I've always gone back the way I've come just to be on the safe side, but with that, make sure that you do have Ashley, sort of leaving her behind there unfortunately. But we are going to carry on back with a jolly old good stroll in the park. And then back this way. And again, once you're going back into this area, once you go through the door, there will be one enemy in front of you. You can run past him, the same with all the others. If they get in your way, just shoot them in the leg, and jolly old run past them as such. See? Don't even need to kill them, don't need to worry too much about him, just run. This guy, again, I should have went to the left hand side, but we didn't, so leg shot and just move on. Merchant up ahead, so make sure that you're selling everything, and then we're going to go through one more particular area before we end this video. This will be that little short section on the map, not giving too much away, but a quite fiery and delicate situation to be in. So just going to make sure that we've sold everything, upgrading firepower. The broken butterfly, always a great start. And there we are.
What are you selling? Is that all? Is that all? Thank you. Is that all straight? Thank you. I'll buy it at a high price.
So as you can see there, we've still got some gems left and an elegant mask, though we haven't been putting any of these in. I honestly hadn't been looking at that as we continued, but there is a situation coming up, which will probably be in the next, or maybe the one after video, in which we may get more gems, so it might make a little bit of sense just holding off till then. Was going to save it, decided not to. Just going to free up some inventory space a little bit here, make sure that we're combining herbs where applicable. I'm going to stick the broken butterfly magnum front and center as much as we possibly can. Well, that looks quite bulky, and it looks like we're ready to deal with anything, and unfortunately that isn't how it works. Butterfly lamp, so making sure that we're doing the green eyes and the purple, and the elegant mask, we've got a green and a purple, so of course the only one left is a red, and then we can stick the remaining purple in the other one. The hourglass with gold decor, we should have really sold that. Be very careful with some treasures because they can be combined with others to make it a little bit more pricey, and I was thinking maybe this was one of them, but I somehow got that confused in my head. So we are going to go across this very mechanical wheel, splitting up from Ashley. Don't worry, she will be safe in our absence, and you will find the sniper rifle a little bit helpful for this next part. As you can see, got to be a bit careful with my shots. Only got 9 of them left. Don't have to kill that many enemies, but it will come in handy. So a nice sort of a fire decor there. Unfortunately the chest is at the end of the room, and there will be enemies inhabiting these, as you can see. and you definitely don't want to be standing in front of them as they do. You have a couple of options. You can either shoot the enemies or shoot the sort of chains that bind, chains that are keeping them there. I thoroughly recommend taking out this guy, either as you're going through or at the end, then running straight on down. If you keep on the move, you won't get hit by the two guys either side, but you will need to take care of this guy. If you skip this cutscene, or if you skip the scene, you can actually snipe him as he comes down, but I completely forgot about that, to be honest. You don't want to be hitting the main sort of chain going into the loop. You want to be hitting to the left or the right of the sort of D loop, as we did. Breaking one of them will basically send him plummeting down to his death, burning in the fiery pits of Hades. And with that, we will have our last ornament, the lion ornament. So at this stage, you can actually run and get out if you so wish. There will be a chance for a treasure, as well as a chance for some extra gold. With this, I sort of changed my mind. I was going to run and get out, and then I thought, well, so far I've got all the treasures that I needed, so why not? Why not go for them all? And they will spawn here and on the other side. So first things first you want to do is try and deal with that guy, and if you are low on health, make sure that you're standing with your back towards something that's made of stone, so either this particular section or the other one. You can see there, for some reason, my first shot didn't break that link, but my second did. That's why I always recommend going for sort of the sides of the D chain, just because it makes it a little bit easier. Just running ahead, trying to see the other one. Didn't even realise he was on my other side. And if you keep the walls on either side of you, you can normally avoid getting hit like that. You can see again that taken 2. Maybe my power isn't as much as I was hoping, but luckily we didn't waste a shot earlier, otherwise we would have been in serious trouble. So with that, we're going to get the Los Illuminados pendant, which of course we can sell straight away. Switching back to our trusty pistol and taking a green herb. And waiting for the carousel to come around. This is very tricky, and some of the time you will get hit while on this. That's why I always recommend jumping and running straight across as much as you possibly can. But with it coming round, there we are. And if you have taken care of both sides, pick up the extra money. No one's going to say no to an extra 5,000. And then we can come on out and reunite with Ashley. Yay! Aren't we so good? Don't worry, there is no treasures around this particular part. You don't need to worry about that. And there we go. Go. Get Ashley to follow you. Save it if you so wish, but there is going to be a save location coming up. Get on this. This really makes me question sort of how big and what function this really served in the castle. It's a quick transportation method, but how lazy do you have to be to take basically a roller coaster seat round the castle? Who knows? There we go, and go through the very awe-inspiring Los Illuminados doors. This will bring us back to this situation, so if you haven't already shot the spinel just behind us in the doorway, recommend doing that. And this is where we're going to combine the lion, the goat, and the snake ornament to continue our adventures. And there we go, just one last one. Boop, there we go. And it's going to bring it down and allow us to run forward. Or look very carefully. Of course, you've got the save location just behind us, but if you carry on, you are going to be perfectly fine as well. Make sure I check in either side of the room. So again, nothing here. You might as well just run on and jump on this one. There we go. So brand new area. What you want to do is make sure, one quick note is to check the painting on the left hand side of the room. Make sure that you are going up to that and checking it, because there will be some gold hidden behind this one. I'm not too sure if it's also hidden behind the other one, so I'm just going to double check that. I don't think so, but if I'm going to tell you where the secret gold is hidden, might as well make sure I tell you where it all is. So I'm just going to get up to this merchant then on our right hand side as soon as we go in, and that will be the end of this episode, episode 11. If you enjoyed, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe to stay up to date with all my newly released videos. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day.